Description: a person making a promise to change. Prompt: minimalist hand-drawn pencil sketch style, soft beige paper background, wide composition with abundant negative space. A simple faceless human figure standing alone with one hand placed over the chest, subtle light pencil lines forming a faint upward path ahead, rough organic strokes, delicate shading, introspective mood, symbolic representation of self-commitment, no realism, no 3D, no text. Visual: person sitting alone in a dimly lit room. Have you ever reached the end of the day without doing anything physically exhausting and still felt completely drained? Not sleepy, not sick, just emotionally tired. You answer messages. You go through your routine. You smile when people expect you to. And yet, somewhere inside, it feels like you're carrying something heavy that no one else can see. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And psychology suggests that emotional exhaustion isn't simply about doing too much. Sometimes, it's about carrying too much internally. Visual: slow-moving light patterns. Many people believe tiredness only comes from physical effort, but the brain uses energy too. Every decision, every worry, every attempt to appear fine consumes psychological resources. Behavioral scientists sometimes refer to this as emotional labor, the invisible work of managing feelings, suppressing frustration, hiding sadness, remaining patient, being strong, even when you don't feel strong at all. The difficult part is that emotional labor often goes unnoticed by others and by yourself because you've become so used to carrying it. Visual: abstract brain animation. Think of your nervous system like the battery of a phone. Every stressful interaction, every unresolved thought, every moment of self-criticism runs applications in the background. Even when you're resting, even when you're lying in bed, the battery continues to drain. Psychologists have found that chronic stress keeps the brain's threat detection systems more active. Your mind remains alert, scanning, preparing, anticipating, and over time, constant vigilance becomes exhausting. Not because you're weak, but because human beings were never designed to remain emotionally on all the time. Visual: person walking alone at night. Sometimes emotional exhaustion has deeper roots. Perhaps you learned early in life that your needs should come second. That being helpful mattered more than being honest. That staying quiet prevented conflict. That being independent meant never asking for support. These patterns often begin as forms of adaptation, strategies that once helped you navigate difficult environments. But the brain rarely asks, is this still necessary? It simply repeats what once felt safe. Even when those habits become costly, you become the person who understands everyone else, supports everyone else, shows up for everyone else, while quietly neglecting yourself, until eventually, your emotional reserves begin to run low. Visual: waves moving slowly. Another reason emotional exhaustion persists is something psychologists call rumination, the tendency to replay experiences repeatedly. The conversation you should have handled differently, the mistake you made last week, the future scenario you're trying to control before it happens. Your brain believes it is solving problems, preparing you, protecting you, but often, it simply traps you in an endless loop of emotional processing. Imagine trying to heal while continuously reopening the same wound. Eventually, even thinking becomes tiring. Visual: empty room with sunlight. The important thing to understand is this: you are not broken. Your exhaustion makes sense. It reflects the amount you've been carrying, not a defect in who you are. Your brain has been trying to help you survive, adapt, protect relationships, avoid pain, maintain stability. The problem isn't that these systems exist. The problem is that they've been working without enough opportunities to recover. Because recovery isn't selfish. It's biological. Even muscles require rest after effort. The nervous system is no different. Visual: roots slowly growing underground. So how do you begin restoring emotional energy? First, notice what drains you. Not just activities, patterns, people-pleasing, perfectionism, constant self-monitoring. Emotional exhaustion often follows invisible habits. Awareness creates choice, and choice creates change. Second, practice emotional honesty. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Not what you should feel, not what others expect you to feel, but what is genuinely present. Research suggests that naming emotions reduces their intensity. What remains hidden often grows stronger. What is acknowledged can begin to move. Third, protect small moments of restoration. 5 minutes without stimulation. A quiet walk. Listening to music. Deep breathing.